Hi everybody. In this video, we will see the last topic from the first unit of transforms and partial differential equation. The unit is partial differential equation, and the topic we are seeing now is the solution of homogeneous linear PDE of second and higher order with constant coefficients. The general form of nth order PDE is A0 dou power nz by dou x power n plus A1 dou power nz by dou x power n minus 1 dou y plus etc. plus an dou power nz by dou y power n equal to r of x comma y. So here a0, a1, etc. an are constants and r of x comma y is a function of x comma y. So here we use two standard notations, that d equal to dou by dou x, d dash equal to dou by dou y. By using these two standard notations, the general nth order PDE takes the form a0 d power n plus a1 d power n minus 1 d dash plus a2 d power n minus 2 d dash square plus etc. an d dash power n of z equal to r of x comma y. You know, solution of PDE is nothing but a relation connecting independent variable and dependent variable. So here we have two independent variables, namely x and y, and the dependent variable is z. So therefore the solution is always of the form z equal to some function of x comma y. So like ODE, here also the solution of a PDE has two parts in it. One is a complementary function, another one is a particular integral. Therefore z equal to Cf plus Pi is the solution of any PDE. Now let us see how to find a complementary function for the given PDE. So if the given PDE is of the type f of d comma d dash equal to r of x comma y, then to find complementary function, we have to take d equal to m and d dash equal to 1 in f of d comma d dash equal to 0. So if we use this substitution, that d equal to m and d dash equal to 1, then we will get an equation in terms of m, algebraic equation. If we solve that equation, we will get the roots for m. Those roots may be different or the roots may be equal. So here we consider two cases. Case 1, if the roots are different, say m1 comma m2 comma etc. For these different roots, the complementary function is Cf equal to phi1 of y plus m1x plus phi2 of y plus m2x plus etc. Clear with this? If m1, m2 etc. are the roots of the auxiliary equation, then Cf is phi1 of y plus m1x plus phi2 of y plus m2x plus and so on. Suppose if the roots are equal, say m comma etc., then Cf will be phi1 of y plus mx plus x into phi2 of y plus mx plus x square into phi3 of y plus mx plus etc. So by using any one of these two, you can easily get the complementary function. Next, let us see how to find the particular integral. You know, particular integral is of the form 1 by f of d comma d dash into r of x comma y. Only by using the function appearing on the right hand side of the given PDE, we find the particular integral. So the right hand side function will be of any one of the three standard forms. One is e power ax plus by, another one is sin of ax plus by or cos of ax plus by, and the third one is x power m into y power n. First let us see Pi for e power ax plus by, that is case 1. If r of x comma y equal to e power ax plus by, to find the particular integral, we have to replace d by a and d dash by b in f of d comma d dash. Okay, so here a and b are the coefficients of x and y in e power ax plus by. We have to simply put d equal to a and d dash equal to b. Then case 2, if the right hand side function is either sin of ax plus by or cos of ax plus by. For this we replace d square by minus a square, d dash square by minus b square and d dash by minus ab. Okay, we have to put d square equal to minus a square, d dash square equal to minus b square, d dash equal to minus ab. Then case 3, r of x comma y equal to x power m into y power n, where m and n are constants. Of course, they are integers. Okay. So here we have two cases. If the value of m is greater than or equal to n, then write the denominator of particular integral in the form 1 plus x power minus 1 by means of taking the highest power of d outside from the denominator. If the value of n is greater than or equal to m, we have to write the denominator in the form 1 plus x power minus 1 or 1 minus x power minus 1 by taking the highest power of d dash outside from the denominator. Sometimes the right hand side function may be of the form e power ax plus by into f of x comma y, where f of x comma y may be either sin of ax plus by or cos of ax plus by or x power m into y power n. So in this case, to find the particular integral, we use the shifting property. Okay, according to the shifting property, pi equal to 1 by f of d comma d dash into e power ax plus by into f of x comma y, that is the particular integral. Here we shift e power ax plus by to the front. Simultaneously we replace d by d plus a and d dash by d dash plus b. So this is what the shifting property states. So therefore the particular integral in this case becomes e power ax plus by into 1 by f of d plus a comma d dash plus b into f of x comma y. So this part, namely 1 by f of d plus a comma d dash plus b f of x comma y, can be evaluated by using any one of the appropriate cases we have seen in the previous slide. So here we have to make a note of one important result. You know, d stands for the partial differentiation with respect to x. Therefore 1 by d stands for the integration with respect to x partially. Okay, d is a differential operator, its reciprocal, namely 1 by d, is an integral operator. It is a partial integration with respect to x. So while integrating some function partially with respect to x, you have to treat y as constant. Okay, therefore 1 by d into f of x comma y will be integral f of x comma y with respect to x. Similarly 1 by d dash f of x comma y equal to integral f of x comma y with respect to y. So these are the two important results. Another one important point, when finding the particular integral, sometimes the denominator may become 0. You may get 0 in the denominator while finding the particular integral using any function, e power ax plus by or sin of ax plus by or x power m into y power n. So whenever the denominator becoming 0 when finding the particular integral, what you have to do means you have to write x in the numerator and you have to differentiate the denominator partially with respect to d. So this is very important rule using which you can evaluate the particular integral. Okay, so if the denominator becomes 0, simply write x in the numerator and differentiate denominator partially with respect to d. Now let us take up few sample problems. The first one is solve 5d square minus 12d d dash minus 9d dash square of z equal to 0. So the given equation is 5d square minus 12d d dash minus 9 d dash square of z equal to 0. The auxiliary equation can be got by taking d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. So the auxiliary equation is 5m square minus 12m minus 9 equal to 0. This is just a quadratic equation in m. You can solve this quadratic equation either by using the result that m equal to minus b plus or minus root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, where a equal to 5, b equal to minus 12 and c equal to minus 9. Or if you are comfortable with the factorization method, you can find the roots by using factorization method. Here I have followed the factorization method. So to use the factorization method, you see the equation. We have to find two numbers such that their product is 5 into minus 9, that is minus 45, and sum is minus 12. So the numbers are clearly minus 15 comma 3. So using minus 15 comma 3, you can write the middle term minus 12m as minus 15m plus 3m. Okay, so therefore from the auxiliary equation we can write 5m square minus 15m plus 3m minus 9 equal to 0. So from the first two terms we have a common factor 5m. If 5m is taken out from the first two terms, we get 5m into m minus 3. Similarly, from the last two terms, the common factor is 3. So by taking 3 outside from the last two terms, we get 3 into m minus 3 equal to 0. Between these two terms, m minus 3 is a common factor. So you take m minus 3 outside from the two terms. So we get m minus 3 into 5m plus 3 equal to 0. This implies m equal to 3 or m equal to minus 3 by 5. So these are the two roots of this auxiliary equation. The roots are unequal. Therefore, the solution is z equal to phi 1 of y plus m1x plus phi 2 of y plus m2x. So here you can take m1 as minus 3 by 5 and m2 as 3. Okay, this is the solution of this partial differential equation. So here there is no particular integral for this PDE because the right hand side value is 0. So whenever right hand side is 0, complementary function itself is the solution. Let us take up another problem. Solve d cube plus d square d dash minus d dash square minus d dash cube of z equal to 0. So to get the auxiliary equation, you put d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. You get m cube plus m square minus m minus 1 equal to 0 to be the auxiliary equation. Look at the first two terms. M squared is a common factor. You take m squared outside from the first two terms, you get m square into m plus 1. Similarly, from the last two terms, the common factor is clearly minus 1. So if minus 1 is taken out from the last two terms, we get minus 1 into m plus 1 equal to 0. So in between these two, m plus 1 is a common factor. So if m plus 1 is taken out, we get m plus 1 into m square minus 1 equal to 0. This gives m plus 1 equal to 0 or m square minus 1 equal to 0. So m plus 1 equal to 0 gives m equal to minus 1. Similarly, m square minus 1 equal to 0 gives m square equal to 1 or m equal to plus or minus 1. So ultimately, we get three roots, namely m equal to minus 1, minus 1, 1. Among these three roots, two roots are equal and one is different. So by using the rule for writing complementary function, now you can write the solution. So here also in this problem, the right hand side is 0. Therefore, complementary function itself is the solution. Therefore, the solution is z equal to phi 1 of y plus m1x. Here m1 and m2 are same, that is minus 1, minus 1. So these are the repeated roots. Therefore, we have phi 1 of y minus x plus x into phi 2 of y minus x. Okay, these are the terms in the solution corresponding to minus 1, 1. Okay, and corresponding to the root m equal to 1, we have the last term in the solution, namely phi 3 of y plus 1x, that is phi 3 of x. So therefore, the solution is z equal to phi 1 of y minus x plus x into phi 2 of y minus x plus phi 3 of y plus x. Let us take up another problem. Solve d square minus 2d d dash plus d dash square of z equal to 8 e power x plus 2y. So here we are given an exponential function on the right hand side. Therefore, the solution of this PDE will have two parts in it. One is complementary function, another one is particular integral. Okay. So by taking d equal to m and d dash equal to 1, the auxiliary equation is m square minus 2m plus 1 equal to 0. The factors of m square minus 2m plus 1 equal to 0 are m minus 1 into m minus 1 equal to 0. Okay. So m square minus 2m plus 1 is nothing but m minus 1 whole square, which is equal to 0. This implies m equal to 1 comma 1. Here we have got repeated roots, same roots, 1 comma 1. Therefore, the complementary function is phi 1 of y plus x, phi 1 of y plus 1x. Y plus 1x is nothing but y plus x into phi 2 of y plus x. Is it clear? This is the complementary function. Next, let us find the particular integral. Particular integral is given by 1 by f of d into right hand side function, f of d comma d dash. Okay. So therefore, pi equal to 1 by, here the given function f of d comma d dash is d square minus 2d d dash plus d dash square. So 1 by d square minus 2d d dash plus d dash square into 8 e power x plus 2y. Here the function is e power x plus 2y. If you compare this with e power ax plus by, you get a equal to 1 and b equal to 2. Therefore, according to that rule, we have to replace d by a, which is equal to 1, and d dash by b, which is equal to 2. So you put d equal to 1 and d dash equal to 2, you get pi equal to 1 by 1 into 8 e power x plus 2y, which is nothing but 8 e power x plus 2y. This is the particular integral. Therefore, the solution is z equal to cf plus pi, which is equal to phi 1 of y plus x into phi 2 of y plus x plus 8 e power x plus 2y. This is the solution for the given PDE. Let us take up another problem. Solve dou cube z by dou x cube minus 3 dou cube z by dou square x dou y plus 4 dou cube z by dou y cube equal to e power x minus y. So here instead of d dash, you are given dou by dou x, dou by dou y, etc. Therefore, if you take d equal to dou by dou x and d dash equal to dou by dou y, the given PDE takes the form d cube minus 3 d square d dash plus 4 d dash square of z equal to e power x minus y. By putting d equal to m and d dash equal to 1, the auxiliary equation of the PDE becomes m cube minus 3m square plus 4 equal to 0. M cube minus 3m square plus 4 equal to 0. It is a cubic equation in m. It will have three roots. You know, one root you can find by trial. After finding one root by trial, you can go for synthetic division method to get the remaining two roots. Okay. So solving this auxiliary equation, we get m equal to minus 1 comma 2 comma 2 to be the roots of this cubic equation. So here among three roots minus 1 comma 2 comma 2, two roots are same, one root is different. So by using the rule for writing complementary function, you can write CF for this equation as phi 1 of y minus 1x corresponding to m equal to minus 1. The term in CF is phi 1 of y minus 1x, that is phi 1 of y minus x, plus come to the roots 2 comma 2. These roots are same. So the terms in CF corresponding to 2 comma 2 will be some function, say namely phi 2 of y plus 2x plus x into phi 3 of y plus 2x. So this is the CF. Next, let us find the particular integral. Particular integral is given by 1 by d cube minus 3d square d dash plus 4d dash square into e power x minus y. So, here the function is e power x minus y, it is of the form e power ax plus by, where a equal to 1 and b equal to minus 1. So, to find pi we have to put d equal to a, which is equal to 1, and d dash equal to b, which is equal to minus 1. So, if we substitute these values 1 and minus 1 for d and d dash, we see that the denominator becomes 0. So, denominator is becoming 0 while substituting d equal to 1 and d dash equal to minus 1. So, what to do to find particular integral when denominator becomes 0? Yeah, we have to write x in the numerator and we have to differentiate denominator partially with respect to d. Okay. So, you write x in the numerator. So, the particular integral becomes x by, what about the derivative of the denominator partially with respect to d? The derivative of the first term d squared is 2d. In the second term minus 3d dash is constant. So, minus 3d dash will come as it is, and if you differentiate d square you get 2d. So, minus 3d dash into 2d is minus 6d d dash, plus what about the derivative of the last term 4d dash square? It is 0 because there is no d in it. So, its derivative is 0. Therefore, the derivative of the denominator partially with respect to d is 3d square minus 6d d dash into e power x minus y. Now, you substitute d equal to 1 and d dash equal to minus 1 in the particular integral, you get 1 by 9 e power x minus y. So, this is the particular integral. Therefore, the solution is z equal to Cf plus Pi, that is z equal to phi 1 of y minus x plus phi 2 of y plus 2x plus x into phi 3 of y plus 2x plus 1 by 9 e power x minus y. Let us take up another problem. Solve d cube minus 4d square d dash plus 4d d dash square of z equal to 6 into sine of 3x plus 6y. Okay. So, to get the auxiliary equation, let us take d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. We have m cube minus 4m square plus 4m equal to 0 to be the auxiliary equation. This is also a cubic equation in m, but look at the terms, all the terms have m in it. That means m is a common factor among all the terms in the auxiliary equation. So, if m is taken out from all the terms on the left hand side, we have m into m square minus 4m plus 4 equal to 0, but m square minus 4m plus 4 is nothing but m minus 2 whole square. So, we have m into m minus 2 whole square equal to 0. This implies either m equal to 0 or m minus 2 whole square equal to 0. M minus 2 whole square equal to 0 gives m equal to 2 comma 2. Therefore, the roots of the auxiliary equation are m equal to 0 comma 2 comma 2. Here also two roots are equal and one root is different. Therefore, the complementary function is phi 1 of y plus m1x. Here m1 can be taken as 0. So, phi 1 of y plus 0x, that is phi 1 of y. This is the term corresponding to 0. What about the terms in CF corresponding to 2 comma 2? So, 2 comma 2 are the repeated roots. Therefore, the terms are phi 2 of y plus 2x plus x into phi 3 of y plus 2x. So, this is the CF. Next, let us take a particular integral. So, Pi is given by 1 by d cube minus 4d square d dash plus 4d d dash square into 6 sine of 3x plus 6y. So, here the function is of the type sine of ax plus by, where a equal to 3 and b equal to 6. Okay. So, to find the particular integral for sine of ax plus by or cos of ax plus by, we have to put d square equal to minus a square, d dash square equal to minus b square, d dash equal to minus ab. So here a is 3 and b is 6. Okay. So therefore, the particular integral takes the form 1 by, look at the denominator, d is a common factor. So if d is taken out from the denominator, we have d into d square minus 4d d dash plus 4d dash square into 6 sine of 3x plus 6y. So here you put d square equal to minus a square, that is minus 3 square, d dash square equal to minus 6 square, and d dash equal to minus ab, that is minus 3 into 6. If you use these substitutions in the particular integral, you get pi equal to 6 by d into 1 by minus 81 into sine of 3x plus 6y. So after simplifying, we have 2 by 27 into 1 by d sine of 3x plus 6y. You know 1 by d stands for the integration partially with respect to x. So to find the value of 1 by d into sine of 3x plus 6y, you have to integrate sine of 3x plus 6y partially with respect to x. Partially with respect to x means you have to treat y as constant, that is all. Okay. So we have minus 2 by 27 into integral sine of 3x plus 6y dx. What is integral sine of 3x plus 6y with respect to x? So integral sign is minus cos. So minus cos 3x plus 6y by derivative of 3x plus 6y with respect to x is 3. Okay. So in the denominator we have 27 into 3, it is 81. There are 2 minus. So ultimately we have pi equal to 2 by 81 cos of 3x plus 6y. Therefore the solution is z equal to cf plus py, cf plus pi, that is z equal to phi 1 of y plus phi 2 of y plus 2x plus x phi 3 of y plus 2x plus pi is 2 by 81 cos of 3x plus 6y. Let us take up another example. Solve d square minus 7d d dash plus 6 d dash square of z equal to xy. Here the auxiliary equation is m square minus 7m plus 6 equal to 0. If you solve, you get m equal to 6 comma 1. Therefore here the roots are unequal. Therefore complementary function is cf equal to phi 1 of y plus first root into x plus phi 2 of y plus second root into x, that is cf equal to phi 1 of y plus 1x plus phi 2 of y plus 6x, that is the complementary function. Next let us take up particular integral. Pi equal to 1 by d square minus 7d d dash plus 6 d dash square into xy. So here the function given on the right hand side is xy. It is of the form x power m into y power n. So here both m and n are equal to 1. That means the power of x and y are same, they are equal to 1. So whenever we want to find the particular integral for the function x power m into y power n, what we have to do means we have to write the denominator in the form 1 plus x or 1 minus x by means of taking the highest power of d or d dash outside from the denominator. So here of course the power of x and y are same. So you can take the highest, either you can take the highest power of d outside or the highest power of d square outside to convert the denominator into the form 1 plus x or 1 minus x. Okay. So here you take d squared outside from the entire denominator. So if d squared is taken out from the denominator, then denominator becomes d square into 1 minus 7d d dash by d square plus 6 d dash square by d square. Okay. So after simplifying, you get d square into 1 minus 7 d dash by d plus 6 d dash square by d square. Okay. So this is exactly of the form 1 minus some x. So particular integral equal to 1 by d square into xy by 1 minus of 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square. Look at the denominator, it is exactly of the form 1 minus x. If it goes to the numerator, if you take the denominator to the numerator, it becomes 1 minus x power minus 1, where x is 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square. So therefore particular integral equal to 1 by d square into 1 minus 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square whole power minus 1 into xy. So you know the binomial expansion, that 1 minus x power minus 1 equal to 1 plus x square plus x cube plus etc. So using this binomial expansion, you can expand 1 minus of 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square power minus 1. Okay. So we get pi equal to 1 by d square into 1 plus x, that is x is 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square, that is 1 plus x square plus etc. of xy. Okay. So now you bring xy inside the bracket. You should always remember that d equal to dou by dou x and d dash equal to dou by dou y. They are reciprocal. 1 by d stands for integration with respect to x. Similarly 1 by d dash stands for partial integration with respect to y. Okay. So now you bring xy inside the bracket. So you get, look at the first term inside the bracket, it is 1. So if you multiply xy with 1, you get xy plus, what about the second term, 7 d dash by d minus 6 d dash square by d square. So if you operate 7 d dash by d over xy, you get 7 d dash by d xy. Okay. What about the remaining terms, namely 6 d dash square by d square xy. So d dash square stands for dou square by dou y square. D dash stands for dou by dou y. D dash square means second order derivative with respect to y. So the function given is xy. If you differentiate xy with respect to x once, you get y. Similarly, if xy is differentiated partially with respect to y, the value is x. So only the first order derivatives are non-zero. All the higher derivatives become 0. If you differentiate xy twice with respect to x partially or with respect to y partially, the value is 0. Okay. That is why the remaining terms are becoming 0. We have only two non-zero terms, namely xy plus 7 d dash by d xy. That is all. All the other terms are becoming 0. Okay. So in this, what is the value of 7 d dash by d xy? How do you find this? So look at the numerator. Just take the numerator first. 7 d dash xy. D dash of xy means you have to differentiate xy partially with respect to y. So if you differentiate xy partially with respect to y, you get x. So we have pi equal to 1 by d square into xy plus 7 by d into x. So 7 by d into x. Here d comes in the denominator. So whenever d comes in the denominator, you have to integrate the function with respect to x partially. Okay. So 7x by d is nothing but 7 into integral x dx. Integral x dx is x square by 2. Okay. Integral x dx is x square by 2. Similarly, we have 1 by d square outside. So 1 by d square of xy plus 7 by d cube of xy. 7 by d cube of x. So 1 by d square of xy means you have to integrate xy twice with respect to x by keeping y as constant. Okay. So, ultimately we get x cube y by 6 plus 7 x power 4 by 24 as the particular integral. Therefore, the solution is z equal to Cf plus Pi, that is z equal to phi 1 of y plus x plus phi 2 of y plus 6x plus y x cube by 6 plus 7 x power 4 by 24. This is the particular integral plus Cf. So, this is the final solution for this partial differential equation. Let us take up one more example, last example. Solve d square minus 2 d dash plus d dash square of z equal to x square y square into e power xy, e power x plus y. So, to write the auxiliary equation, we have to take d equal to m and d dash equal to 1. So, we have m square minus 2m plus 1 equal to 0 to be the auxiliary equation. If we solve this equation for m, we get m equal to 1 comma 1. So, here the roots are equal, repeated roots. Therefore, Cf is phi 1 of y plus mx plus x into phi 2 of y plus mx. Here the value of m is 1. Therefore, Cf is phi 1 of y plus x plus x into phi 2 of y plus x. Let us take a particular integral. So, Pi is given by 1 by d square minus 2 d dash plus d dash square into x square y square into e power x plus y. So, the function given on the right hand side is of the form e power x plus y into x square into y square. So, whenever the right hand side function is a combination of exponential function and polynomial or trigonometric function, you have to make use of the shifting property. Okay. So, according to shifting property, you can shift the exponential function e power x plus y to the front. Simultaneously, you have to replace d by d plus a and d dash by d dash plus b. Okay. So, here the value of a and b are equal to 1. So, you write e power x plus y at the front, simultaneously you put d equal to d plus 1 and d dash equal to d dash plus 1. So, by using this shifting property, the particular integral takes the form e power x plus y into x square y square by d plus 1 whole square minus 2 into d plus 1 into d dash plus 1 plus d dash plus 1 whole square. If you simplify the denominator, you get d minus d dash whole square. Okay. So, this is the term we are getting after simplifying the denominator. So, Pi equal to e power x plus y into x square y square by d minus d dash whole square. So, we want to find the particular integral for x square y square. So, to find the particular integral for the function of the type x power m into y power n, we have to write the denominator in the form 1 plus x or 1 minus x by taking either the highest power of d outside or the highest power of d dash outside. So, here the value of m and n in x power m into y power n are same. Therefore, you can take either d or d dash outside, it will not make any difference. So, if you take d outside from the denominator, you get d into 1 minus d dash by d whole square. Okay. The d inside the square can be written separately. So, we get Pi equal to e power x plus y into x square y square by d square into 1 minus d dash by d whole square, okay, which is equal to e power x plus y into 1 by d square into, you take 1 minus d dash by d whole square to the numerator, it becomes 1 minus d dash by d whole power minus 2 into x square y square. Now, this 1 minus d dash by d whole power minus 2 is of the form 1 minus x power minus 2. We know that 1 minus x power minus 2 is equal to 1 plus 2x plus 3x square plus 4x cube plus etc. etc. So, using that binomial expansion, we can expand 1 minus d by d dash by d whole power minus 2 as 1 plus 2 d dash by d plus 3 d dash by d whole square plus etc. of x square y square. Now, you take x squared y squared inside the bracket, we get e power x plus y into 1 by d square into 1 into x square y squared is x squared y square plus second term is 2 d dash by d. So, 2 d dash by d x square y square plus third term is 3 d dash by d whole square into x square y square plus etc. etc. So, look at the terms one by one inside the bracket. X square y square, that is the first term, plus what about 2 d dash by d of x square y square. So, d dash appears in the numerator, d dash of x square y square means you have to differentiate x squared y square partially with respect to y by keeping x as constant. Similarly, in the third term we have d dash square in the numerator. D dash square of x square y square means you have to differentiate x squared y square partially with respect to y twice, etc. etc. So, by taking the terms in the numerator, we do the operation first. After completing the numerator operations, we can take the denominator. Okay. So, we have d dash in the numerator and d in the denominator. Okay. So, similarly, there is an 1 by d square outside. Okay, 1 by d square. So, 1 by d square stands for the integration with respect to x twice. Okay. So, after doing all these operations, we have the particular integral as e power x plus y into x power 4 y square by 12 plus x power 5 y by 15 plus x power 6 by 60. This is the particular integral. Therefore, the solution is z equal to Cf plus Pi. So, with this the solution of second and higher order PDE with constant coefficients is over. Problems are given for your assignment. Thank you.